Welcome, everybody, to step one of the This Is It Team's 10-step system, presented by Team 333. I'm your host, Tim Wagner. I'm going to be here over the next few months, or if you're watching these recordings, over the next 10 videos to take you through some key steps and systems that This Is It team have put together from years and decades of knowledge of what is required from anybody as part of LifeWave to achieve those ranks that you desire to be at. And I remember way back, it was 18 years ago, when I was first introduced to network marketing, and a very successful leader at the time said to me over a CD, Tim, when the dream is big enough, the facts don't count. Now, I was 36 at the time, but doing the traditional thing of climbing the corporate ladder, you know the one, paycheck, promotion, incentives, getting the money to have a better life, get a bigger house, get a new car, kids to a nice school, for doing what I thought was the right thing for the family. I'd heard of this why, this dream thing, but it was all very airy, fairy, tree huggy, wishy-washy at the time. And I soon learned through these business models that we are involved in, that this is a fundamental building block where every successful person spends a large amount of their time, because you cannot spend enough time understanding your why. Why are you here? Why are you building a LifeWave business? And please, if anybody says money, you need to dig deeper. The money is the result of your why. That is what you count down the line. It's a lagging indicator. It's not your true deep reason why. For those who are right-brained, the creative thinkers, you're going to love what I'm going to share with you today. And for the left-brain, analytical people, that was me, the logical people, you're going to also get value from this because we're going to write it down. You're going to be creating things. So, yep, if you are that focused, that architectural style, left brain person, you're going to be forging new neural pathways to create the overlap. And that's what I've had to do over many, many years, as the dreaming thing was never really my stuff. That at the time, it was left to the wife. But I realized it's very important for me to be a dreamer and understand my why as well. So what are the tools that can help you maintain this focus? That's what we're going to be going through. Because if you just listen to a seminar or you go to a motivating speaker, does that really create a new ongoing passion that's going to drive you when that motivation is subsided? Because let's be honest, life happens. Things are going to detract you from the path and the journey that you want to go on. And I'm here today, especially under the why, to help you know and have the tools to bring you back in line. Because there needs to be ways that you can instill and embed the why deep into your daily practice, your daily routine as part of your life, so you begin to embody it, not intellectually, but in your heart. So let's start off with a video here from Carlo Garcia.
Hey, this is Carlos Garcia, and we are so excited that you've taken this amazing opportunity and you are here watching this video. This is the most important video you're probably gonna watch. Why is that? Because I want you to really sit down and think, why are you here? What made you sign up for LifeWave? What made you take action? What's going on in your life right now that made you make this choice? And please, don't let it be money. Think about this. Money comes and goes. But you need to find a why so deep inside of you that it hurts. If it's not waking you up at 3 in the morning and you're not waking up with it in your mind, that's probably not a big enough reason why to do this business. Is it your kids? Is it that you want to provide a better life for them? Is it that you want to provide a better life for your family, for your spouse? Why do you want to do this? Why is this important? Because if you don't have a why, you'll give up. If there's something, if there's not something very big, very deep inside you that hurts, that makes you get up in the middle of the night, that when things get tough, help you keep going, you won't make it. You won't make, not in this business, in any business. That's why we focus on this part. That's why this is the first video. You need to determine, why do you want to do this? Dig deep. Dig very deep inside your heart, your feeling. Why am I taking this new adventure? Why am I going into this new project that I've never done this before? Why do I want to do this? When you figure that out deep, nothing will get in your way and you'll have success.
And these videos have been taken from the This Is It 10-step system on their website. So I've taken these, what they've put together, and have put it all together for us so that we can really embody it. And in addition to that, we've got some extra bonuses added in. Like Wayne Dyer is saying, within you is the divine capacity to manifest and attract all that you desire. And that comes from his book, Manifest Your Destiny. But there's one person over the last 2 decades that's made why you do something such a big thing. He's embodied the why and he now owns it. And his name is Simon Sinek. He wrote the book, It Starts With Why. Most of us speak about how we do things, what we do. And he speaks in his book a lot around the corporate concept of it. But we can take exactly the same principles and embody that personally and speak about why. See, in this book, he talks about the golden circle. You can see in the middle there, why, how, and what. And what Simon Sinek says is that people don't buy what you do. They buy why you're doing it. And what you do simply proves what you believe. Now, in our business, this is why you find that people who start originally, who don't understand a lot about the product or a lot about the business, can get people to sign up because they sign up on passion, they sign up on excitement. And as we get more information, we think now we need to regurgitate about what is X39, what is phototherapy, and all these other technical things. You lose track of your own why. So the people are buying into your energy and your vision. Perhaps you've had somebody who said to you, I don't understand it, but I'm following you because there's something that you've got. And it's that energy, it's that belief that you know in what it is that you've got here. Even if you don't understand all of the what's in the hows, that isn't as important. Simon Sinek speaks and he says that every organization knows what they do. Some know how they do it, but very few know why they do what they do. So until you've evaluated and really broken down on a deep level, spent a lot of time, what is called introspective analysis, going deep inside. Your why can be quite fuzzy, can be very baseline. And you need to go deep to understand what is not intellectual but is heartfelt. We want to get out of the programmed state of where we're living and go deep into who you really are. Understanding why you are really here. But let's get a little bit of a perspective on what the problem is and how come so many people struggle on this. Because in these videos with you, it's not only about helping you understand the 10 steps. It's so that you can duplicate this with your team and identify what we're sharing with you over the months and over these 10 videos so that you can pick it up in your team. So why do some people struggle? Me, I really climbed into it. I thought this is powerful stuff. I can dream big. I can learn how to dream. But yet so many people in my organizations fell by the wayside all the time. Perhaps you've found that as well. And you think, but you've got such a strong dream and goal. Why don't you stick to it? Well, NASA, back in the 1960s, commissioned a study called the Head Start program. Now, this was put together by George Land, and he was hired to find what makes a genius. See, for America to get to the moon, they had to have people who thought outside of the box, not the normal mainstream narrative of saying it's impossible, it can't be done, don't do it. So the definition of defining what makes a genius is, how do you use creative imagination to solve problems? So in George Land's research, he started with a group of 5-year-olds and he gave them creativity tests. Now, in the Head Start program, he researched these kids when they were 5 years old, when they were 10, 15, and then into adulthood as well. My question to you is, what do you think the percentage of 5-year-olds that were rated as geniuses by using their creative imagination was? What percentage of 10-year-olds are 15? What percentage of adults would be qualified under this criteria as geniuses? This is what he found. 98% of 5-year-olds qualified as geniuses. It dropped down when they were 10 to 30%, and even lower at 12 when they were 15. NASA canceled the study, but Land was very fascinated by this and he continued his research. And he discovered these adults, by the time they came into adulthood, average age of 31, 2% qualified as geniuses. Now, what did he attribute this to? How could a population of 98% geniuses whittle down to only 2%? And he put it down 100% to the schooling system. He says that uncreative behavior and thinking is learned at school. So what does it mean for you? Well, number one, act like a 5-year-old. I love the sound of that. Number two, get curious and open your imagination. Unlimited, think outside the box. Explore and don't stop when you come across a challenge or a problem. That's only a sign to tell you you're going the wrong direction. It's nothing to be fearful of. So this is the time, right now, for you to bring your children, and if you've got them, your grandchildren in. Help them to learn how to visualize, how to dream, so they can know why they want to do what it is they want to do. Because it's not coming from the schooling system, so it's got to come from the parents. Promote dream building. This helps us understand and identify how come at the beginning it's such a problem. One of my all-time greats that I love, Jim Rohn, he says, success is not to be pursued. It's to be attracted by the person you become. Now, I've put in red there, that's me, added in who. Because the attainment of your goal, the attainment of why you're doing this, will create a new version of who you are. So consider, who do I want to be in a time down the line? Who is that person? So let's break this down into 3 simple steps for you. Number 1 is writing your goals. Number 2, how do you embed these into your daily life? Number 3, who do you share these with to make it real? And we'll talk about a little bit about accountability in there as well. So let's break down step 1. Write down your dreams. Define, where do you want to be in the next 2, 3 months, 6 months, 2 years, 5 years' time? Write down, what is the extra income on top of what you've already got that you would like to generate? Where would you like to live? What do you want to be doing? What kind of lifestyle do you want? Where do you see yourself? You want to be on stages around the world, talking on LifeWave stages, sharing your vision and what you did to get where you are, and having your team there supporting you, that you've got 10, 20, 30 people who are flying around the world with you? Where you're achieving you're getting onto all the goals of LifeWave. They set for us the trips. Now, here's a big note. Old school, pen and paper. Always keep this close to you. Wherever you're writing it down, whether you've got a book, a journal, have it close to you. So when you come up with these inspirational things, because once you start, suddenly something else will pop into your mind. This is why I'm doing this. Brainstorm. Get the gray matter working. The 6 inches between your ears is your greatest challenge. Write down anything. If it's not yours, if world hunger doesn't drive you, don't write it down. It's okay. Somebody else will take care of that for you. And as you're writing these things down, make a little note next to it. These are things you have to do, or things you want to be, you become, or have. And continue adding to your list. And I have come across people who have said, yeah, but I don't want to appear altruistic. A yacht, a private jet. Okay. But what if you, having your version of a yacht that you'd like, would inspire somebody in your team? Because it's not only about you. What you do duplicates. And if you're limiting your beliefs, if you're limiting why you're doing this, your team's going to limit it as well. There's nothing wrong with having the good things in life. Just might inspire somebody else. So when I first started, and this mentor told me, when the dream is big enough, the facts don't count. He also said, write down 100 things that you want to be, do, have in the next 3, 5, 10 years. I got stuck at 16. But I now understand why. I had to train myself. I had to spend time consciously understanding, why am I doing this? What drives me? What inspires me? Now, if you're struggling with some of this and you're thinking, it feels like there's something else, but I don't know what it is, here's an exercise for you to do. This would be for those left-brain people who are saying, right, I need to get more active. How do I get the gray cell working? You get 3 pieces of paper, A4 line paper, and a pen. A calm time when you're not going to get disturbed. And write your future vision statement. Write, what is my life like in X years' time? What is my life? And when you write it, at the top, you're going to write the date. So you pick a timeline in the future, let's say 2 years' time. Maybe it's the end of 2027. December 2027, you put at the top. And you start by writing there, past tense. Wow, I can't believe how fast these last 2 years have gone. What I've actually achieved is blown me away. I remember struggling to pay the rent. And now I've just paid a 50% deposit down on a house. And every month I've got cash extra in the bank. And you keep writing for 3 pages, not 2, not 1, not 5, 3. Because there's a magical thing that happens in our psychology. After a certain time, maybe 1, 1.5 pages, we're all different. Your conscious thinking mind's going to go, I give up. I don't know why you want to do this. And it's going to submit to your subconscious. And that's what you're looking for, is what's deep inside of you. What deeply drives you? Why are you doing the LifeWave business? So step number 2, and I hope you're taking your notes here. How do you embed this into your life? I love this section. I call it becoming familiar with your why, or with your dreams. And the first one is surrounding yourselves with these images of your life, of what your life will look like through building the LifeWave business. And here's a couple of ideas for you. Number 1, a dream book. I've got one. Oh, my light's balancing on it. I must be straight with you, and I will be direct. I don't take it out often enough. So doing this and talking to you has drawn it out. I'm going, I need to spend some time on this. Never throw away your dream book. Keep your dream books. You fill it up, bring a new one. I had a business, an upline in another business long time ago, many years ago. He had multiple dream books. He moved. And when he was unpacking all of his stuff in his new house, he came across his old dream book. And he opened up a dream book from 15 years before. And in there, he had cut out and pasted in a photograph of his dream house on a golf estate. And do you know what? He had bought the exact house in the exact golf estate. He'd completely forgotten he'd ever put that in your dream book. So be careful what you dream for. You just might get it. So that's the dream book. And it rolls in order for the next one is a visualization or dream wall. This is where you get cutouts from magazines. Go to the local library or the markets where they have old magazines, buy piles of them. Sit with your kids and cut out these pictures. Have a framed area on your wall and stick them up in the kitchen somewhere. On the fridge, you've got the kids or the grandkids and the holiday from past. Yes, that's great. Lovely. But what about your future? Put that on there as well. Have these in your space all around you, all the time, to remind yourself so that you're continuously focusing and remembering why you're doing this. And then here's a third one for you. And this is a big favorite of mine. It's called a mind movie. Now, the mind movies were made famous by Dr. Joe Dispenza after he came across Natalie and Glenn, Natalie and Glenn Ledwell, who came up with the concept. Now, you can go on to mindmovie.com or just create one yourself, which is what I've done. What's a mind movie? It's when you're taking those visuals, the pictures, you're adding it to music, and you're making a movie, a video like this.
There's a secret to success. Everybody hopes to find. There's a key to the world, and it's mine, all mine.
You get the idea. Take some motivating words, some inspirational words, and what it is that you want, the lifestyle that you want, and make it as a movie. There's many different free apps and things you can make it on. Have that playing for you. If you do meditating, every time you meditate, play it before. Just a 3 minute, 2-3 minute. The music and the combination will really keep you fired up. It's one of my favorite things to do is the mind movie. Make one. It's powerful. The last one on this section is using something which is in front of you all the time. What do you look at hundreds of times a day, sometimes completely unconsciously? Thank you. That's right, your cell phone. On my cell phone, this is a picture. I've taken a picture of myself and my wife, and I've super embedded it on a holiday that we will be on later this year on the Amalfi Coast of Italy. On my laptop, it's my photograph of our dream house. Use what is around you all the time to continuously remind yourself of why you're doing what you're doing. And the more you have that, it's more it's going to fire you up and it's going to motivate and inspire you. Number 3 on the 3 steps or 3 points today. Share your why and your dreams. Share it with your spouse, with your sponsor, with your team leaders, with your core team. It's going to help you remain committed. It's going to help your upline, help you focus on getting to your goals. And it's going to help you understand if you know your downline's dreams and things don't go quite right, they've got 10 no, 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 yes, no, 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 and they're going, it doesn't work. You're going to need to know what their dream, why they're doing this is, and pull them back into that exact point and say, yes, but remember, this is going to get you there. We just got to keep working together. So when you wobble, when your team wobbles, you want them to know why you're doing this. But here's a word of warning. Please take note of this. Be very selective over who you share your dreams and your why with. We've all got a negative cousin Nancy or a preposterously negative Uncle Peter. They're going to tell you it's unrealistic, be reasonable, you can't do that, who do you think you are? But always remember they're your dreams, not theirs. So share your goals and dreams and your why with like-minded people who can help you get there. For the negative people around you, don't tell them, show them. Have them see what you've done, not telling them what you're going to do. If you ever want to help somebody move from being completely negative and unmotivated It's from what you've done, not what you tell them you're going to do. So let's hear what Danny and Dani, I think that's the right, McDaniel, have to say about this.
And keep this in mind, success is not convenient or comfortable. I hope that you write that down. Success is not convenient or comfortable. So there's times that you're going to be doing this and it's going to feel uncomfortable to you because it's new to you as you're painting the dream, as you're sharing your vision, as you're talking about where you're going and leading a team and, the impact that you want to make. Those are things that are uncomfortable if they're new to you. New things are uncomfortable. Go to the gym and start working out for the first time. It's uncomfortable. The next day hurts, but I can promise you it will be worth it because every time you do it, you're going to get better. So be willing to do the uncomfortable things to get the success you desire, because it will make a huge difference when, just like Gina keeps talking about, when they hear your passion, when they understand how excited you are. And yes, you can even say, I may run the risk of sounding overly excited, but I can promise you it's because I am. We are excited. You shouldn't. To try to do this in a monotone way, to try to do this is with just that relaxed intensity, that is not drawing. You're not drawing people in that way. You want them to see that you're serious and you're intentional and you're going to make things happen and you want them to be a part of it. So it's incredible. It's easy, but it's hard, right? Because you're going to do hard things to get the life that you desire, to accomplish the things you want to, but it is absolutely worth it. And that's what we hope that you take away from today. And, let's talk about 100 senior directors. Okay. That is the vision, 100 senior directors. Now you have to decide, are you going to be one of them? And if not, why not? Like, you ask yourself, why not you? And if you're already building a team, then you ask yourself, how many am I going to bring along? What part of my team is going to be that 100? Because Danny and I, we want a part of that, not just we're going to be one of them, but we want a part of that. We want our team to understand our team vision. And so that's something that we are speaking into there. We're letting them know that we want them to get to senior directors, so they're a part of that too. So you have to ask yourself that now. Am I going to be one of them? And how many on my team are going to be part of it too? Because you got to start speaking that, you got to be talking about it, and you got to put your plan into action to achieve that. And I'm telling you, you'll get there. And if you don't, you'll get close, because it's all about just having the goal and deciding to go for it.
Diane, and wrapping up here, guys, Diane and I, our philosophy has always been love people where they're at on the way to where they're going. As a leader, as you're building teams, you have to love people. You're not their boss. You are leading a volunteer army, whether you're leading 2, whether you're leading 50,000 or 100,000. You have to remember they're volunteers. That means you have to treat them with dignity, respect, honor. You have to serve them. You are not their boss.
Yeah.
And so you love them where they're at and the way they're going. And you have to understand that, it took me and Diane 8 months for our conviction, for us to get convicted.
Yeah.
The reason why we're crushing it is we're convicted. But see, 3 months ago, we weren't convicted. So you got to love people through the process. What if it takes 8 months for you to get your next unbelievable best distributor ever, in the business, but you got them on the patch today, but it takes you 8 months to a year before they're convicted? Love them through the process. Love them and follow up. Love them and follow up, because everything's about your conviction. You have to, this is going to move on your conviction. Passion's going to flow out of you based on your conviction. Yeah. And if you're convicted, nothing's going to stop you. And what I encourage you guys to do today is to start dreaming again. Everybody needs to be reminded to dream. Don't shrink your dreams down to the level of your income. And that's the problem people have, is you take your current reality and your current income and you shrink your dreams down to that. And you've got to expand your dreams to the size, expand your income to the size of your dreams. That's what you got to do. Diane and I never had a honeymoon. That's how broke we were. That's how poor we came from, is that we didn't even have a honeymoon. So we'd never been outside the state of Texas, never had a vacation when we got in direct sales. So this was big for us. Trips were big for us. So our 25th anniversary, I took her to Turtle Island in Fiji. We went to an ultra all-inclusive private island, ultra all-inclusive. You can look that up. It's something different. That's everything's included. Scuba diving, deep sea fishing,
Amazing.
everything.
Yeah.
And one of the most unbelievable experiences you could ever have in your life. Well, why did I take her there for our 25th anniversary? Because we didn't even have a honeymoon, but I could see out ahead of me. I could see that there were bigger things for us in our life. I had to see the end from the beginning, and you have to see the end for you with LifeWave. You have to see that end from the beginning. You got to get some vision, but you got to get your dreams reawakened. So don't let your dreams die on some hill that's not worth them dying on. Don't let your dreams die in the grave of some company that went down. Don't let your dreams die on your past failures. Don't let your dreams die with unrealized expectations. Don't let your dreams die with past letdowns. Don't let your dreams die with an ex if you're divorced. Don't let your dreams die with bad experiences. Don't let your dreams die. You know, there's the good and the bad and the ugly in every situation in life. There's the good and the bad and the ugly in church. There's the good and bad and the ugly in hospitals, doctors, police stations, firefighters, school systems. There's the good and bad and the ugly, you know, in every aspect and every arena in life. And your job is to get away from the bad and the ugly and focus on the good, and not let, just because if you have a bad experience with a doctor, that doesn't mean you're not going to go to a doctor anymore. That just means you're going to look for the right doctor. And so when you're here right now, you are in for the experience of your lifetime. This is not the bad and the ugly. This is not even good. This is greatness. This is probably the single most greatest direct sales opportunity you've ever laid your eyes on in your life.
Right,
And you've got a chance to seize it. It's the right place. It's the right time. And it's all it takes now is your conviction and your action. And if you do, we'll take the world together. If you do, we'll take X39 so far beyond what you ever thought or could imagine. It's going to blow your mind, because we're going to walk the beaches of the world together. We're going to travel the world together. We're going to build orphanages around the world together. We're going to do things that you never even thought possible, but you got to start believing it and start dreaming.
Absolutely powerful words there. So understand that your dream is the fuel, and from your dream and your fuel, others will catch the vision, and then they'll join you on your LifeWave journey. And the bigger and clearer that your dream, your why is, the easier it's going to be for you to attract those right people. You can't skip this first step. If you do, this is going to be one of the biggest mistakes as a brand partner in LifeWave. And this is it. Team leaders encourage you to take the determined step. Why? It's the most important one in helping you with that winning mindset that's going to get you to your dream destination. As Tony Robbins said, most people overestimate what they can do in a year and underestimate what they can do in 2 or 3. So in step number 2, we're going to be talking about how to determine your goals in 5 easy steps.